Good morning, everybody. I am Malashri and I'm going to handle your SST subject. So, how are you all, are children? There is a quote says that happiness is the highest form of health. So, be happy, stay home, stay safe, sanitize yourself every day, and hand in hand together you have to study. So, your online classes are on. All the best, and with me you are going to learn your SST classes. All the best for your studies. So, children, you may be knowing in the last class you learnt about the human, mankind, evidences which shows that we, our forefather, our ancestor had more great knowledge and they worked according, they were knowing the direction. These all the things which are basics for you all. So next level of understanding is your ancestor and how they lived, what they ate, how they survived, because nowadays we are living in the age of nuclear. So last class you already know that the basics concepts on which the evidence how we study our forefathers. So here I am going to teach you all what are the archaeological surveys through which you get to know the evidence that our forefathers and their culture, their nature, their cultivation, their forms, how they form the lands, and what are the things they used in their daily life. So let us begin with the first chapter, the river valley civilization. The river valley civilization, this is the first lesson in first chapter A part. So I am going to deal your first lesson now. So children, good morning. Please open your textbooks. So, river, you already know rivers. So, which are the main rivers of India? Ganga, Yamuna, Brahmaputra, Krishna, Kaveri, Godavari, and Brahmaputra. So, river valley civilization. Valley means the two mountains, and in between, if the water passes in a passage of place, is called valley. And civilization means Nagarikate. Civilization means Nagarikate, means how the humans have started their way of living. So here are some keywords which I have written here. You can note it down. The first one is Neolithic. The second one is Paleolithic. Third one is Mesolithic. Fourth one is Valley. And fifth one is excavations. Sixth one is archaeological, seventh is ornamental, and eighth one is ruins. So, Neolithic means it is 3000 BC before the Christ, and Paleolithic is before that, and Mesolithic is before that. So, these are the three civilizations where we divide our ancestors. So, among these, we are going to study today the importance of the civilization. So valley, I already told, the passage in between the mountains. Excavations means children you have seen the JCBs nearby your house or road construction where the JCB excavate or removes the mud from the soil. So digging out where the archaeological department will go to some places where they have found some coins or some stone sculptures, and they dig the soil and they get some sort of statues, coins. So they come to know that it belongs to which era or which age it was. So archaeological means it is a department which studies the ancient ornaments means you already know that your grandparents they may be using some chandrahara or nuts and some earrings which are made up of diamonds and emerald. So these are the ornaments which men and women both were using it in olden days. So ruins means the things which are lost its glamour, they are nowhere considered when you go to Hampi. So Vijayanagara dynasty was there, now it is ruined. There are all the temples are broken and it is totally ruined. Ruined means there is nothing, only avashish. The remainings of that dynasty is remaining, that is called ruins. Children, now I would like to tell you that open page number 15, your textbook. So let's read with me. So first is from villages to town In the Neolithic age, man lived in a small villages. With the passage of time, population increased and larger villages appeared. As more and more population increased and man's need expanded further, the larger villages grew into cities and towns. As a result, many new arts, skills, crafts, and occupations also developed side by side. All this brought about a new lifestyle. When man began to live in towns, it marked the beginning of civilization. So, as I told you, civilization is a modernization or the development what we are living in. See, as I told you, when we were small, when your parents or your grandparents, when they were small, there was a mode of transportation was only the bus, or they use the cart wheels, they use the trains. These were the mode of transport. Nowadays, you can see that aeroplanes they are using, and it is not so costly also that you cannot travel into it. So like this, the man starts each day by day, step by step, there is a development, sure, and a definite steps he is going to put. So when you take the Neolithic age, it is also called as the Stone Age. It's also called as a Stone Age. So in Stone Age, the people used most of the tools made up of stones, and basically it starts from 800 BC. The BC is before the Christ to the 4000 BC. You have to come back from 4000 to 8000 years together. They were lived and they expanded their dynasty. They traveled. They understood the cultivation different ways. So in that, they domesticated the animals. You know the domestic animals. So like that, they have domesticated camel, they have domesticated cats, dogs, sheep, cows, like this, and their life began. And they discovered the fire. It was the first time that the Neolithical age, Stone Age people discovered the fire using the stones. And their greatest achievement, we can say that they built their own towns. They made a place where they can cultivate, they can travel, they can get all the goods or the things which they can use day to day. So they were the first people to begin with the civilization who started staying in towns. So what we understand by this Neolithical age, Stone Age, that these people were extended mind and they were wanted to extend their village to the town, town to the dynasty, and they always wanted to be in a place where they could get all the things in one same place. And the importance of the civilization or the major civilization in all over the world are as follows. First one is Indus. It is called Indus because Britishers cannot pronounce it Sindhu. The Sindhu river valley is the famous river valley civilization in India, but it because the Britishers could not pronounce it, they pronounced it as a Indus. So, Sindhu River civilization is being called as Indus Valley civilization. So, it basically starts from the northwestern region. It includes even Pakistan. Nowadays, the Pakistan and India is separated, but in olden days, the Sindhu and the Pakistan, India, they all were together, and the civilization started basically in Asian those countries. Second one is Tigris Euphrates. Okay, Tigris Euphrates is the Tigris is the famous river which is found in Western Asia. It's the name of the river wherein the civilization took place. Nile, you all know that Nile is the longest river in the world. So the river is Nile is found in Egypt. The Egypt civilization, the Egypt people were believed in lotus. You all know the lotus, no? Lotus, where it grows? Lotus grows in ponds where there is dirty things, but still it shows its purity. So same way, the people of Egypt believe that lotus is a sacred flower, and like this, the name of Egypt lotus. They believe in lotus, so sacredness of lotus civilization was started in Egypt. So Huang Ho Valley. The Huang Ho Valley is found in China, and It started near the river called Yellow River, and the Yellow River means the color of the river looks like yellow, and it is auspicious for Chinese. And the Greek, in Greek, the civilization started in, nowadays in modern age we call Greek. In olden time they used to call it as a Greece. Iranian civilization is said to be the one of the oldest civilization in the whole world. So Roman Empire. So we called it as, nowadays we call Iran. It is said in olden time as a Roman civilization. It is considered to be the oldest. Okay, we understood the major civilization, and so now the question arises why the civilization has taken place, why people did not have their one way going, or they wanted to be how they are. There was no determination, there was no development, there was nothing as of we have learned. So what was the things which made them to develop or civilize, so called? So why they came near the rivers? When you see the major civilization, all the civilizations, you take India, it is a Hindu civilization, and Tiger and Nile river. So these all the civilization has started in near by the river places. So why they have chosen the river? There the main object of choosing the civilization near the water is as follows. Maybe they found that if the civilization is near the water source, because we know that our body is covered, three-fourths of our body is covered with water. Okay, and water is a basic amenity which a human needs, even animals need. As we learned that Indus Valley civilization, we learned that they use domestication of animals. Even animals need the water. So maybe the one reason, because of the source of the water, they went near the rivers. So when we know that in India it is near the Sindh river, the water, because of the water the civilization has taken place. One is the first resource which they found very easy to make, because they made the towns over there. And the second is, it is a common phenomena when we get the rain in a, so when it is a heavy rainfall, we see that the water is a brown in color, and the whatever the water goes and enters or mixes with the water in the river, the water doesn't go alone. It carries the fertile or the top layer of the soil which is collected near the river. This is a common phenomena, you all know. So wherever there is a river, the soil near the river is very fertile for the cultivation, for leading the life, the growing fruits, vegetables, or any sort of a crop. So they might have gone for the riverside, the second source. And the third source is water transport. Okay, so water transport is the biggest transport in India. Also water transport is a very biggest, it plays a very biggest role, because we get the petroleum products and petrol from other countries through the sea routes only. And we know that the Britishers and other invaders who came to India for the spices, they came from the water. So water is the main transportation reason why everyone chooses, because they traveled through that water and they reached some other places. It was easy for them to travel in a ship and carry their goods, carry their animals, or carry their basic needs from one place to other place, transportation. And same way, whatever they went to other place and they bought the commodities or the goods from that place to their own place. So the water, near the water, the river civilization, they thought that it is the best way of having the towns or making their shelters to live in. The Indus Valley civilization, when we go deep into Indus Valley civilization, we have to consider some points why it became so important. It is not only important for we Indians, worldwide it is considered to be the one of the biggest and one of the oldest civilization. It is also called as a Harappan civilization. So how it began and what are the main important points which tells us. So in, like, it is 1900 to 2006 BC old. The civilization belongs to this era, and It covered the main places in Pakistan, Punjab, some places of Punjab, Balochistan, Gujarat, Haryana, Punjab and Rajasthan. The most places over there the Harappan civilization has covered. So they had all their towns, they were civilized, and in these all places they maintained through the routes with the river, and they whatever the commodities goods they have transported, they did the with the help of rivers only, and they cultivated the land near there, because the Sindhu river or the Sindh river is one of the biggest river in the northeast eastern regions of Asia. So we can see the same Harappan civilization in other countries also. Some of the remains means the left out thing from the civilization. How we come to know that the Harappan civilization which was there in India, how can the same people were there in Afghanistan and in Turkestan? It is because what the culture they followed, what the ornaments they have owned, how they built their cities, towns. Okay, so same way we have found the ruins of Harappan civilization, that is in Afghanistan, Turkestan, Iran. Okay, and nowadays the Pakistan is different country from India, it has been deviated. So we see many parts of Pakistan wherein the Harappan civilization was covered. In 1947, when we got the independence, so that time onwards they wanted their Muslim country, so they got divided. Otherwise, we all together, the India map was together. So you may be thinking, ki, how this all came to know and what is the evidence for this Indus Valley civilization. So there was a great archaeologist. I told you archaeologist or archaeology is the department which studies the ruins, which studies the leftover thing which are in the form of old gold coins, silver coins or stone age people which have been the sculptures. Like when you go to Kerala, when you even in Karnataka, Hampe, Hospete, Beluru, near the Tumkur, you see the ruins of the dynasty. Okay, so same way they Mr. R.B. Dayaram, who is one of the great archaeologists and who studied the Indus Valley civilization. In the year 1921, he started excavating. Excavating means he started digging the soil, because he has studies and he being the archaeologist department, he started excavating the things to get more knowledge about the Harappan civilization. And to be shocked, in the same year, next year there was a many other archaeologists who also started their invention. They started digging the soil and they started what was their ancestor did, how was it all, and the things started. And now, for example, the Mohenjo-daro, which is in Rajasthan, you can see the rich heritage or the rich culture of that Harappan civilization, how rich the sculpture, how rich the ornaments, how rich the people were. And when he found this all archaeological department, he came to know, or we have the sources, evidences which tells 100 times that yes, we were civilized and we were determined. So the ruins of, he got the ruins of that civilization, like buildings, old buildings which were not in a good condition, but he excavated them. And the pottery, they used to make some designs on the pot, the remains of the Harappan civilization, wherein they got pottery, they got the weighing machines. You know that when you go to any shop, they weigh you. You want to get 1 kg of tomato, potato, whatever, they weigh it and then they give you. They won't give you, take 10 potatoes is equal to 1 kg. Do you take that? No, we don't take it until unless the shopkeeper weighs it. So they were having the knowledge of weight. Whatever they gave, they had that knowledge. So they were very much thorough that weighing is a very good process wherein we will be not cheated. So seals means you know that Karnataka, you have a one emblem, we put the seal. Whenever you go for any exam or nowadays COVID K, they are putting the seal on the hands that this is a COVID patient or this is a quarantine. So they have different seals. When our Indians came out from the aeroplane, like they were staying in some other country, so the government of India has put them seal. Even interstate, if you're going to Maharashtra, they put your seal that you're from Karnataka and you will be 7 days in the quarantine. Same way when Goans or Maharashtra people come to Karnataka, we put them seal. So that seals means they wish to put the seal. They had them seal which indicates their dynasty. If there was a king who has made the seal on the coins, you just see the coins at your home, you can see the emblem of India, the lion, which is having the three faces. Same way, toys, ornaments and weapons. Their weapons and ornaments also depict the story, how rich the culture was. Okay. Sites of the Indus Valley civilization. Sites means children, you know that your parents may be speaking that I have seen a new site in Narayanpura, Saraswatpura, like that they'll be telling. Sites means it is a square area which may be of 30 into 40, 50, 60 or 100 by 40 like that. It is the size of the area in the plain. They are called sites. It's not the mountain area. It is in the area which is in the plain area sites. Okay. So they were having the that much brain, or they were so brainy, they were so good that they made their own sites to live in. So how the sites were and where the sites are found, or the way the places, mainly the civilization has taken place in India and Pakistan. So mainly the sites of Harappan civilization were found in Lothal in Gujarat. It's a place called Lothal in Gujarat where we found this civilization. And the second one is Kaliban Ganga, which is found in Rajasthan. Third one is Ropar, Punjab. The particular places where the Harappan civilization was active in those period of time. Alamgiri, which is found in UP. Banwali in Haryana and Kot Delhi in Pakistan. Nowadays it is in Pakistan. So these are the sites or the places where the Harappan people made their towns to live in. Next point is the culture of Harappan civilization or the Indus Valley, how they were cultured, whether they were cultured or they were not. So they were good in town planning. Means when you take our Dharwad only, so in Dharwad we have a court, we have a police station, big police station. We nowadays we have made a like IT center, and there are n number of things in Dharwad also. The places in market area, and we have different bus stands, which is one is new bus stand and one is old bus stand. Same way they made their sites, their places, their towns very differently, and it was planned accordingly. When you want to go for any of your picnic spots, for example you want to go for Kerala, so you just open in your Google that how to reach Kerala, by road or by bus or by the sea route. So you search for it. So same way they had a very good plans in their making the village, making the town. They were very good planners, and they set their own plains. Means wherever they wanted to have their houses, they themselves set where to be lived. Now we want some Vastu consultant, we want someone who can, like engineers, civil engineers who can construct our house, and how many feet left, how many feet left, and front and back. We plan it accordingly, the engineers. But in olden days, in Harappan civilization, they were their own planners, and they were very straight. The roads and the buildings were straight. Means they never took any side by side. The houses were in the straight directions. The straight cut in the right angles. Means the angle was in right. So the roads in between the lanes, they had the lanes, straight lanes. In between the lanes, they had a wide roads, very big roads. Okay, when you go to highway, how the roads are? They are 100 feet. So that here also two ways, that side also two ways. Easily you can flow in a high speed. So same way, there were roads also very wide enough. And the bricks which they use to build the house. Bricks means itangi we call in Kannada. Okay, eat in Hindi. So these bricks were fire, means they put it in fire, means they burnt the bricks so that it becomes very hard, and whatever they constructed the building should be strong. So they were of that knowledge that if we burn a brick, then it will be lasting for the long period of time. So drains means your house, out of your house you find a gutters. Okay, so same way they were also very planned, and they were knowing whatever wastage from the house, household waste or whatever waste is there, it has to flow, and so they built the drains. And they covered the drains. When you see our own municipality drains, they are covered, isn't it? Every roadside, both the ends of the roads, we have the drains. Our house also is being connected to that drain with the help of a pipes. So in olden days also they made every house, in front of their house they made a drains, and they had a manholes. Manholes means for every distance. For example, now this is a house. From here you travel for some distance. There they made a manhole. Manholes are the main checking points or inspection point where they made the drain very big one, so that they can get into it and they can get repaired, or if anything obstacle is there, they can clear it. Okay, so they were of that thinking in olden days only. And they had the lamp post also. In olden days there was no power, there was no current, electricity current, but still they used to use the mashals. In old movies and all you can see there was a thing wherein they used to put the kerosene or some other sort of things were used to lamp. So they use this lamp post in a particular distance. For example, here one lamp post, then up to one distance. For example, you take 10 feet. After 10 feet, one more. Next 10 feet, one more. Like this, they have the systematic road. According to route, they have the lamp post where they lit the lamps during the evening hours. So, drainage system. Okay, how they did the drainage system in their places. So it was the biggest, what you can say, it was the biggest evidence or the biggest determination of that civilization, how they were cultured, how they thought of how to use it in a proper manner. So every house has a main drainage system, means every house they have provided the drainage system. Manhole inspection was also done, and every house they provided the water facility. Like now we have the pipes, okay, oval shaped pipe, but in olden days they made the stone or the round like structure wherein they used to pass the water. Like you have seen the canals and all, same way they were providing the water to the people, to their house only. Then they were efficient, means they were very efficient, civic means civilized, very much civilized. They had an administration like how we have in our BBMP. There is a municipal corporator, commissioner, under him so many people, and you know every day morning near to our doors we get a person who collects the garbage. Okay, whatever is left over in our house we put it in a basket or a dustbin or a polythene cover, and we hand over to that fellow, and he collects all the dirty things, dust things, and he just goes and disposes in a particular place. Same way they were also so much civilized, and they did all these type of drainage system, water system, and everything was managed in this fashion. Children, so today's homework, okay, today's homework for you all is 4 questions I am giving. So you have to write it on your own. Okay. Then after completion of the whole lesson I will be giving you the exercises. So in these 4 questions you need to write in homework book. You have to make a homework book separate and the classwork book separate. So you all are going to write, this is the questions which I am giving to write you on your own. Read up to the drainage system where I have stopped and answer for these questions. Okay children. So first question is, which age is known as the Stone Age? You need to write it. Okay. Which are the major civilization? List them. Okay, I have taught you some major civilization across the world. You need to list them. And the third one is, why do you think the civilizations have begun near the rivers? I already explained you why they may have selected the rivers. Like in India, it is the Sindhu river. So you have to write in your own words that why the olden people or our ancestors have begun the civilization near the riverside area. And the last question of today is, list the main features of Harappan culture. You have learned some main features like what was their ornamental, how they built their sites, what was the drainage system, what was the water level and how they supplied it. So you need to write in detail. So these all 4 questions you need to write in your 200-page homework book only children. And next I'm going to check it in your WhatsApp group. When I come, you have to show me. So put date and write it down. If you don't write, then you have to write it for 2 times. And thank you for watching me and have a great day and take care of your family and yourself.